So, welcome back to the Leadership Lab and Business with Joe, the show where we explore breakthroughs in leadership, innovation, and human connection. Today, I'm thrilled to introduce someone whose story challenges what leadership looks like in the modern world. Just 19, he's published author, sought after keynote speaker, consultant, mentor, named Best Innovation and Leadership Speaker in Arizona 2025. Kentarou Siejak, welcome. Tell us a bit about yourself, your company, and what you're building in leadership and communication so far.
Yeah, I mean, everything right there is absolutely right. I've built up a coaching consulting business on businesses, along with a private equity firm. I've also developed a ton of keynotes to be able to help out students and also business professionals. Right now, I'm also working on TEDx ASU, and right now we're going through an entire program where we're teaching over 500 students on running an event as large as we're doing. Yeah, we're making programs for the largest TEDx event in the world with over 12,000 people. And yeah, on top of that, making courses, curriculums, more books, everything like that. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. I like your energy, man. So, can you share about a bit about your role, how it fits into this bigger picture in the like with Ted, and you meant like I see also you've got your own business firm. So tell me more about that.
Yeah, I do a lot of different things, and it all works in like one singular like flow, to where I'm the event organizer for TEDx ASU.
Yeah.
We're looking to be the Guinness World Record for largest TEDx event, but that system flows in with a ton of other systems, and I'm glad to show how those systems work as well. But based on the credibility on this, it'll allow me to expand my business and consulting business, which
Yeah.
in turn will also grow the private equity business. The way that pipeline usually goes is I'll consult for a company. If they're a good fit, then I would also put in an offer to buy a piece of their company if it makes sense for the both of us.
Yeah, that's great. Like, tell me, what does the typical day looks like to you? Like, how's your day going so far from the moment you wake up until you sleep? How your day actually going? How you manage your whole day?
I mean, every day is completely different. Not in the way that like I do different things in a sense, but it's just
Yeah.
like it's different topics and different people that I talk with. So typically, I don't have a necessarily set wake up time or like sleep time, but typically my meetings will run from anywhere from 4 to 6 a.m. all the way to like 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. throughout the next day. And
Oh, that's impressive.
we just yeah, go hard. Especially right now, I'm in grind mode with TEDx ASU. So typically, I'll have about 8 to 10 hours of meetings with TEDx ASU, and then for the consulting side, which I consider the private equity firm, anytime that I spend in there, typically also counts as consulting. So
Yeah.
I'll typically spend another 8 to 10 hours there. And then after that, meetings with book writers, book editors, along with right now I'm making my own films, so I'm doing director stuff on that side, doing
My God,
and
that's good. That's good.
so doing
Okay.
a couple of things.
I see. I see. I do love that. I see like there's a lot of energy going in. So tell me like what major shifts are you seeing in your industry right now? Like which industry are you focusing on currently? Like I see that you're consulting businesses, you have your own private firm, but which industry you're targeting the most?
So right now, I'm mainly focused on three different industries
Okay.
with my private equity and consulting, entertainment and high ticket service based.
Hmm.
Uh, but within entertainment, it's specifically content creation, live events, and then like film in terms of like movies and documentaries. Those
Yeah.
are the three that I'm like really, really into right now. Of course, throughout my portfolio, I have a lot of tech firms, I have some brick and mortar, I have some gyms, stuff like that, which you wouldn't expect me to own a gym, but you know, we don't talk about that.
So you own a gym too?
Yeah, I own a part of two gyms in my local area right now.
Oh, okay. I see. Like, do you go through the operation things, or you're just like investing in those gems?
I'm a little bit in the operations side where it's that side is mainly marketing.
Yeah.
I'm lucky enough to where I was in a position to where I was able to spend a little bit of money to get the systems from proven gyms to be able to then pass on to these local gyms. I was
So
able to
you're
just
focusing more in the marketing part for those gyms.
yeah, for anything that's not specifically like entertainment, media, or events or high ticket service based, or I mean, I guess gyms could be service based, but like anything that's not within the entertainment realm, I'm very much more in the marketing and sales department. Although I do love looking at the science behind everything and learning more. I'm not at the level at which I can consult for that yet.
I see.
Also, I'm like the learning how to manage and lead their teams style of
Yeah,
consulting.
like how do you think marketing actually impacted your business growth?
Yeah, I mean, without marketing, there's almost nothing. Typically, right now, for my own businesses, for consulting private equity, it's actually mainly been through referrals. But
I see.
outside of outside of my company, within my portfolio and all the businesses I'm consulting in, they're mainly running paid ads right now, and or they're leveraging the network that I have with the business owners that I work with. And
Yeah.
they leverage that to be able to get referrals from their businesses onto theirs. And it's a whole like web of companies that all work together simultaneously. And it's like, oh, you need a keynote speaker, go to this business. You need a tech firm, go to this business. You need proprietary technology for military stuff, go to this business. Like it's a whole web.
Tell me actually what's working well for you right now? Like, what's working the best for you and what's the most frustrating thing?
Right now, the best thing that's performing right now is ads.
Hmm.
Like spending, really, it's just based on the systems that you have on the recurring revenue and on the upfront payment, how much you get. It's the sorry, that's more operations term, not 210 net 30. That's something different, but it's the can you get two times the value within the first 30 days of someone being onboarded into a company as a customer? Can you get two times the value as it took to get that customer and to pay for example, if it costs $5,000 to pay for a client and they get onboarded with $1,000, then their minimum price needs to be $12,000 a month, kind of a thing.
That's great.
So
Okay.
if they get that within the first month, then they can just pour like as much money as they can into ads, and that's been working wonderfully across all the companies. The most frustrating part, but also with what's going to be the lead driver for sales within the next 2 to 3 years within my portfolio is I'm having the majority, if not all of my portfolio companies
Mhm.
make content over on YouTube. And they're generating content on YouTube, trying to build themselves up as the experts on their very specific niche. Now,
Yeah.
over the next 2 to 3 years, I can expect that they're going to grow to a point to where we won't need to run ads. We will just because we know they work, but we won't need to run ads. People will come in just through the content itself for needing help from an expert, and they'll be well known in that industry. It's just frustrating to get up to that point because it's right now a real money sink and also a time sink. But it is what it is. I see that this is where we're going to be going over the next 3 to 5 years. And I know that it's going to be working out based on trends I've seen over the past 5 to 6 years with business owners.
So what do you think like about YouTube that since you mentioned like you talked about it, like do you consider using YouTube to get the most revenue you just could get this year and stuff like that?
Yeah, I forgot exactly who it was, but there's not who it was, sorry, what the exact numbers are. I'm sure you know Alex Hormozy, like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So after looking through all of his portfolio and everything that they're doing, they are like tripling, quadrupling down specifically on YouTube and looking at where all of their leads come from for any kind of consultation, for workshops, for their book launch. The majority, and when I say majority, I mean like 30 to 40%
Yeah.
of their leads come from YouTube directly across
Yes.
all social media, across their email list, across their text list. It all comes from YouTube.
Let me show
And
you something, by the way, you will be impressed. Do you see this book?
yep, you have it. $100 million offers. Hold
So,
on.
see what see what I'm talking about? Oh my God.
I'm right there
Oh,
with you.
that's the mindset. He's an
Right?
amazing guy. I do love this guy and how his mindset work. Like it's insane.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm right there
Insane.
with you. I was
Yeah.
lucky enough to be in a position to where I was actually able to get the $6,000 package as well. So I have access to all that.
I wouldn't think at all that you would have the book next to you as just me. I have the book in front of me over here.
I have the other two books in the back, but I can't get them. But yeah, I have all of it. I love his stuff.
I like that. Did you finish the book or not yet?
Oh, I finished as soon as I got it. So I was able to get into the course the very day that he launched it. I
Yeah,
finished the course and immediately that night I implemented systems across my entire portfolio before like anyone else could. Like
I see.
that day that he launched. Yeah.
So, what do you think out of this book? Like, did it help you really in your
Oh,
business and
absolutely.
sales
Yeah.
and closing stuff that you mentioned? Since you're already like, I see that you're closing high tech deals and stuff like that.
Yeah. So if it helps for the TEDx event that we're doing right now,
Yeah,
I probably shouldn't disclose exactly how much we're making, so I'm not going to disclose exactly how much, but using the exact same systems that he has, we're looking at making around high 6 to 7 figures, more than likely mid 7 figures for this one event. Of course, we have to spend it all, put it back into the event, but like we're looking at doing high 6, 7 figures for
yeah,
this event.
he's that
Yeah.
kind of guy. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's crazy. I do love his
Yeah.
content. I always watch his content. I got this book actually like about 2 months ago. I didn't complete it yet because I didn't have like I was reading kind of different books and different things, but I have it in front of me. Like I wanted to complete that, and you encouraged me to go after this.
I would
About this
recommend it.
event.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Keep in mind too, like I don't need motivation kind of guy. Like I have a ton of, you can see I have a ton of energy and like there's times when I get down, of course. But
Mhm.
like I need the strategy and then I know that if I start, momentum will pick up and energy will pick up. So
Yes.
if you need the strategies, use those books, like hands down.
Yes, I totally agree. I totally agree. So tell me about yourself. Like, what do you want to do for the next 6 to 12 months? Where do you see yourself within those 6 to 12 months? I know that it feels like kind of HR question for this one, but it really helps like, when you put your short-term goals, your long-term goals. Where do you position yourself at the end of this year since we just started 2026?
Yeah, absolutely. I honestly look at within the next 5 to 10 years as well. So like I'm very much okay, let's see where do I want to be in 10 years? Let's work backwards. So right now there's a lot of projects that I can't talk about right now because they're like not early on, but they're like early enough to where it's like I know that I have to wait, but let's just say that I am very pro school as long as school is used in the correct way.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of deals that I'm doing over in Africa in order to support a lot of the kids over there.
Where
We're
exactly in Africa though?
a couple of different countries all across Africa.
Oh,
Uh,
really? South or
yeah,
north or
both.
can you name some countries?
It wouldn't be wise, but I do. Let's just say that I'm working with like the governments themselves of these countries.
Oh,
So
yeah,
yeah,
that's great.
we're getting real in touch there. Forwarding all of those deals and developing a ton of those systems is going to be a huge part of the latter half of this year. Early this year is going to be this TEDx event. It's looking to be in April. After that, I'm publishing my next book. I can't say exactly who I'm publishing it with, but everyone knows who I'm publishing it with. Very well known publishing company. And then working on the movie that I'm working on that should be released late this year. And then on top of that, I'm helping out with making concerts, live events, all that good stuff with a couple bands that I know and trying to have them hit it big within this year as well. Right now, we're pouring in probably around $200,000 to $300,000 worth of equipment and services across my portfolio into these bands to try and get them to get started up and to get working up, or not started up. They've been going for years, but to really grow
I
them
see.
as
And
quick
do
as
you
possible.
actually work marketing like those concerts and live events yourself, or you just leave that part for whatever partner that as TEDx or something like that? Like, do you try to market for that and to reach more audience and stuff like that?
Yeah, my main goal for like any company is the only thing that I really focus on is the customer experience and then how to profit off of that.
Hmm.
So the customer experience for me starts at the marketing. So
Yes.
your marketing needs to be flawless, seamless. Like It either needs to be entertaining so that way they feel like they're having a good time, it's fun content, they can engage with it. It needs to like fully address a single point of pain that they have, or it needs to like be a mix of both. Then through there, it goes into like the whole pipeline of, okay, the onboarding experience. How do we get them to set up a call? How do we call them? How do we set up a system on the offhand so that way they get value before we even get on the call? Once we get on the call, how do we make the onboarding process? How do we make that sales call seamless? Then when they get onboarded, how do we make that experience of them being onboarded and fully on? How do we get them to make it seem like this startup, even though the marketing was amazing, the sales call itself was amazing? How do we 10x the experience of the customer experience within the company? Then after they leave us, if they do leave us, how do we make their after they leave us? How do we give them so much value? Like it's that entire life journey, even though they may not be a customer in the end, if they quit with us, how do we still give them value? That's where I love that part.
That's great. That's great. Tell me, like, if you could solve one major challenge today, what would it be?
Education, which kind of plays into what I'm working on with Africa right now.
Mhm.
But education is single-handed. I mean, when you look at it, and this is not to call out any individual people, any individual group, but when we look at the generation of today, a lot of older folks say that we're unmotivated, that we're lazy, and I do see that. I really do. At the same time, I'm also on the flip side to where I also see many kids who just don't see the value in many things. And it's more of an education gap on both sides, both within the kids and within the adults. And so my whole goal is to bridge that education gap to where everyone can come in with an understanding of every company that they work with, every generation that they can work with. There's business owners I'm talking to right now and making a deal with to potentially own my own TV station within the next 3 to 4 weeks. And this guy does not like the younger generation because he sees that we're lazy. But after meeting with me and my team over at TEDx ASU, he's just like, wow, this is really cool. I want to pour everything in there. And he's willing to spend $300,000 just to get us set up. And so it's like the education gap of knowing the pitfalls of your own gaps in knowledge that to me, I really want to focus on.
Actually, yeah, if you can focus on that, I can see, especially in Africa and places in Asia as well, like there is a huge gap in education. And I believe if we fill this gap, the future generations, it will be much, much better. And for the new generations, I see right now, like as just you're 19 years old and you're having all these experiences, you're having all what you mentioned, how you focus on business, how you do this, how you contribute actually in your country and all these things. It's impressive. I do love that, and I do like your energy, man. I wish all the young generation could learn from you instead of just like wasting time on PUBG or whatever videos. There, yeah.
And you're wrong.
You know actually how 19 years old manage their time nowadays.
Oh yeah, most of them like play games and all that stuff. And like, I to be quite real, like I do actually kind of miss that. I do want like I'm putting into my schedule for like for the later half, like late April, early May, late May, to just like have 3, 4 nights every 2 weeks just to play games, hang out with friends.
Yeah, we all must do this. Even like whatever age you're gonna reach, you have to do this. Meet up with friends, doing this, doing that, play sports, go and play football, paddle, stuff like that.
But it's those who waste their time on it all day, every day.
Yeah. So tell me, like, how do you use AI nowadays? And do you think there is a risk of using AI to humans? How do you use it, like in your personal life, in your work?
Yeah. So I used a lot of AIs to just like be able to do research, especially since like for me, my time, I'm very constricted with time for everything. So I use AI to mainly do research, especially with my book coming up. I personally don't use AI on the creative process, but I will use AI for researching leadership tactics, strategies that have worked over generations. I research history, so that way I can understand what did people do correctly, what did people not do correctly. On top of just I like to look at recipes for food. Do I know how to cook? No. Should I learn how to cook?
Yeah.
That's on my bucket list. It's really like just learning. To me, it's a learning thing. For execution, I don't use it all too much yet. I'm planning on putting it into systems here, like within the next couple weeks to a couple months. But yeah, execution, not too much.
Actually, yeah, AI, like we can use it nowadays in literally everything. I run in, it helps a lot of businesses just to scale. You could see a lot of businesses right now like doubling their revenue by just using AI. It saves a lot of time and gives you the time to focus how to scale. Well, like, thank you so much. I really appreciated that. Appreciated that you joined me today. It was pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much for joining the call for today. Do
Yeah,
you
I
have any
appreciate the
kind of
time.
advice that you would tell for the younger generation? What would be the best advice you could get?
Oh, best advice I could give, and this is one that I see people say they do, but they don't do whatsoever. And
Hmm.
it's to literally dream so big that no one else could even imagine what you're going for. For me, I my goal is to help a billion people, like very help a billion people while I'm alive. That takes a lot of work, and that allows for like within everyone in my team, their dreams fit inside of mine. So dream bigger and start executing on it. Don't plan it, but start doing, because more than likely you'll have a good enough plan at the start to make it to the next step.
I see. Thank you so much for this advice. And we're gonna end our podcast for today, waiting for our next episodes. Follow us for more and have a great day.